Battle, and this is my cousin,
Valerie Crawford.
and we're going to be interviewing her because she's been working during the pandemic, and everybody knows this is not such a good time to be working. So, Valerie, you might as well just tell them what background.
Well, like she said, my name's Valerie Crawford. I'm a substitute teacher for Department of Education. I have 4 children of my own.
Okay. So the first question today is, how are you affected by the virus?
Well, the virus has affected me because it's made working differently. Less children. I've been working the whole pandemic because of a rec center that was put in place for the first responders' children. So it's just different because everything is remotely. It's distancing and a lot of other protocols.
What made you go back to work, especially during this time period?
Well, you know, we all have to earn a living. And as I said, I was working in a center that stayed open the whole time during the pandemic, allowing first responders to go to work and have their kids somewhere because it was still the school year when we first went out. So, you know, in March, they were still going to school remotely, and they needed help with that, and teachers and child care and everything was closed. So I felt it was my duty.
Okay. How do you fear of coming in contact with the virus?
Well, you know, as we see, every day you can come in contact, just going into the supermarket. So, you know, I'm needed to help the children and continue their education during this pandemic. So I just take all the protocols and necessary steps I need to take to prevent the virus as much as I can.
So, how do you feel about returning to work? And do you think it is a good choice?
Well, I returned to work last week remotely only because I'm working with high school students. And it's different. It's just you and technology. I don't know.
How do you feel about returning to work? Do you think it was a good choice you made with having kids and going back and forth?
Yes, because we're going to have to return one day, and we don't have a time limit on when this coronavirus is going to disappear, so life still has to go on as much as we can.
True. How have the school provided PPE of the staff and students to protect measures? And you can explain to the people what PPE is. Personal
protective equipment. Well, the school does provide you with masks, hand sanitizer, wipes. When you come in every day, before you come, you have to do a health screening, asking basic questions like, have you traveled? Do you think you've come in contact? And you have to take your temperature. That's all day. If you enter the building, leave the building, or not just one time. So.
Since you work in a school environment, do you think you will be sending your children back to school in 2 weeks for the new academic school year?
Well, yes, like I said, I've worked the whole time, and they've had a program where my kids could come as well. So they already been in the practice of practicing social distancing and hand sanitizing and mask wearing. So yes, and you know, they need the socialization as well, but being safe, of course.
Do you think students are doing well with online classes, or do you prefer them to go back in class?
Students are not doing well on online classes. They're not even logging in. It would be best that the blended learning may work, but we have to do safety first, so we'll see.
Pause that.
What are some safety tips you do before working around kids and coming into your house?
Well, of course, I carry hand sanitizer at all times. And when around the kids, I make sure that they stay 6 feet away, and I have my mask on.